Okay, fourth grade. Today we're going to get started on lesson 6. We are in module 7, lesson 6 today. We're going to start the problem set on page 143, and our objective is to solve problems involving mixed units of capacity. So we're going to be converting some units of measurement, and that means that you're going to want to have your conversion tables that we made several lessons ago out in front of you. They're from lessons 1, 2, and 3. They're page 115, 121, and 127, and they're going to help us today. We're going to represent values using different units. So let's take a look at part 1 on page 143. We're looking at some sums. We're finding sums and differences. A says 3 quarts plus 1 quart, and we are to give our answer in gallons. So let's find our liquid measurement conversion chart, page 121. 3 quarts plus 1 quart equals 4 quarts, obviously. And if you look to your page 121 conversion chart, we can see that 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So 3 quarts plus 1 quart is 4 quarts. And 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So for these problems, we're going to be doing a little adding and converting. Part B, 2 gallons, 1 quart plus 3 quarts. Well, again, remember 4 quarts equals a gallon. I'm not going to keep sticking this page onto the camera, but remember to reference your conversion tables. So if 4 quarts makes 1 gallon, then we have 2 gallons and 1 gallon. Together, 3 gallons. 1 gallon, take away a quart. Well, how do you subtract 1 quart from a gallon? Let's convert our gallon to quarts. So we have 4 quarts minus 1 quart gives us 3 quarts. Because a gallon is equivalent to 4 quarts. 5 gallons minus 1 quart. Well, let's take one of these gallons and convert it to quarts. So we can represent 5 gallons in a different way by calling it 4 gallons, 4 quarts. If we have 4 gallons, 4 quarts minus 1 quart, that leaves us with 4 gallons, 3 quarts. Okay, letter E, 2 cups plus 2 cups. That gives us obviously 4 cups. If we have 4 cups, how many pints is that? 4 cups converted to pints. Again, let's use our conversion chart to help us. 4 cups equals how many pints? 4 cups equals 2 pints. But we need to find quarts. So 4 cups equals how many quarts? If 4 cups equals 2 pints equals 1 quart. So there are 4 cups in 1 quart. F, 1 quart, 1 pint, plus 3 pints. That gives us 1 quart, 4 pints. Well, what are 4 pints equivalent to in quarts? 4 pints are equivalent to 2 quarts. So this is 1 quart and 2 quarts equals 3 quarts. Two quarts minus 3 pints. I'm looking at letter G now. In pints. All right, so how many pints are in 2 quarts? And let's rewrite our problem that way. In 2 quarts, we have 4 pints. So this is 4 pints minus 3 pints. Obviously, 4 minus 3 will leave us with 1. 1 pint. And letter H. 5 quarts minus 3 cups equals how many quarts? How many cups? Five quarts equals 10 pints, and 10 pints equals 20 cups. So this is 20 cups minus 3 cups, which leaves us with 17 cups. But we know that we're converting to quarts, so 10 cups equals 5 pints. 5 pints equals 2.5 quarts. So 20 cups. We have to convert back to quarts. $20 cups, 10 pints, 5 quarts. Let's try this one again. I think it would be easier to only convert 1 quart to cups, so we have 4 quarts, and then 1 quart is 2 pints, 2 pints is 4 cups, so we have 4 quarts, 4 cups. That's much easier, right? Minus 3 cups gives us 4 quarts and 1 cup. All right, number 2. Find the following sums and differences and show your work. 6 gallons and 3 quarts plus 3 quarts equals how many gallons, how many quarts? Well, if we add together, we get 6 gallons, 6 quarts. Well, how many quarts does it take to make a gallon? 4. So we have another gallon here. So we can take our 4 quarts away, convert it to a gallon, and that gives us 7 gallons, 2 quarts. 7 and 2. Letter B. 10 gallons, 3 quarts, plus 3 gallons, 3 quarts. How many gallons? How many quarts? Well, if we add just directly together, that gives us 13 gallons, 6 quarts. But again, 4 quarts makes a gallon. So let's take 4 quarts and make another gallon. We have 14 gallons, 2 quarts. 14 gallons, 2 quarts. Letter C, 9 gallons and 1 pint minus 2 pints gives us how many gallons, how many pints? Okay, well, we can't subtract 2 pints from 1 pint. So let's take a gallon and convert it to pints. So instead of 9 gallons, 1 pint, we'll have 8 gallons. We have our 1 pint plus. How many pints are in a gallon? Gallon to 4 quarts. 4 quarts, that's 8 pints. So that gives us 8 gallons, 9 pints, minus 2 pints. 8 gallons and 7 pints. Letter D. 7 gallons 1 pint minus 2 gallons and 7 pints. Let's do our gallons first. 7 gallons, take away 2 gallons. That leaves us 5 gallons. 1 pint minus 7 pints. And again, there are 8 pints in a gallon. So let's rewrite 5 gallons, 1 pint as 4 gallons, 9 pints minus 7 pints will give us 4 gallons, 2 pints. I'm going to leave E and F for us to do together in small groups. But let's take a look at page 144. The capacity of a pitcher is 3 quarts. Right now, it contains 1 quart and 3 cups of liquid. How much more liquid can the pitcher hold? So if we write this as a subtraction sentence, we have 3 quarts minus 1 quart, 3 cups. So we can take the quart subtraction right away. 3 minus 2 is, 3 minus 1 is 2. So that gives us 2 quarts minus 3 cups. Well, how many cups are in a quart? If we look back to our chart, 1 quart has 2 pints and 2 pints have 4 cups. So there's 4 cups in a quart. So we can convert 1 quart to 4 cups. 4 minus 3 will give us 1, right? So it would look like this. 1 quart, 4 cups minus 3 cups equals 1 quart, 1 cup. Number 4. Dorothy follows the recipe in the table to make her grandma's cherry lemonade. How much lemonade does the recipe make? Well, all the ingredients are listed separately, and their amounts are listed separately. If we add them all together, we'll know how much liquid is in the lemonade. So we have to add these different measurements together: pints, cups, quarts, and gallons. Well, let's do these two first: water and cherry juice, since they have a unit in common. That's 1 gallon, 1 quart, plus 3 quarts equals 1 gallon, 4 quarts. But of course, if we look to our conversion chart, we know that 4 quarts is equal to a gallon, right? So 1 gallon, 4 quarts equals 2 gallons. 2 gallons, and we've done water and cherry juice. So now we have to do 2 gallons plus 2 cups plus 5 pints. How can we convert cups and pints and make them the same unit? If we look at our conversion chart, 2 cups equals 1 pint. So we can rewrite this as 2 gallons plus 1 pint plus 5 pints, or 2 gallons, 6 pints. We can also look and see that we could rewrite pints, 6 pints, as a larger unit. 6 pints equals 3 quarts. So you could also write 2 gallons, 3 quarts. I think either one could be considered correct because they do not specify which units to use. Now, part B might make it more clear which one is the easier way to solve. How many more cups of water could Dorothy add to this recipe to make an exact number of gallons of lemonade? Okay, well, she has 2 gallons, 6 pints. And we can convert pints to cups very easily. If you look at your conversion chart, we know there's 2 cups in a pint, so 6 pints equals 12 cups. So she has 2 gallons, 12 cups. How many more cups would she need to make an exact number of gallons of lemonade? So how many more cups do we need to get to another gallon of lemonade? Well, how many cups are in a gallon? If 1 gallon has 4 quarts, and I'm looking at my conversion chart to do this. If 1 gallon has 4 quarts, 4 quarts have 8 pints. 8 pints, 16 cups. So there's 16 cups in a gallon. Should actually be filled in right there. If there's 16 cups in a gallon, then we only need 4 more cups to get to 16 cups. And to show that as a number sentence, we can write 2 gallons, 12 cups plus 4 cups equals 3 gallons. And we know this because 16 cups equals 1 gallon. Dorothy could add 4 cups to get to exactly 3 gallons. The exit ticket is on page 145. We'll do this tomorrow. You're finding sums and differences, just like we did. If you were watching the procedure carefully that we just practiced several times, use your conversion chart to help you. It's just kind of like solving a puzzle, working backwards. Number 2 says, Jason poured 1 gallon, 1 quart of water into an empty 2-gallon bucket. How much more water can be added to reach the bucket's 2-gallon capacity? So 1 gallon and 1 quart, how much more do you need to get to 2 quarts? Solve that, write down any questions you have, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Thanks for listening.